We have done it, lads. Arsenal have got it. Declan Rice done. It's like I'm dreaming. It's like if I have to pinch myself to wake up, but I don't want to wake up because this is heaven. Arsenal have spent 105 million on Declan Rice, the most expensive Englishman in football history. I remember the days when Arsene Wenger's had us with 20 million net spent in the positive zone. That's where we were financially, where we were selling to big clubs. We would get players on a cheap and we would sell them for a bigger fee. We were losing our best players, like Alexis Sanchez, for example, going to Man United. Ron Van Persie, another one to Man United. Those were the type of deals that we were doing. And now we are one of the big boys. We are now the third English club in history to spend 100 million on a player, and it's not just any player, it's an English captain, a leader. He is going to be here for the next 10 years and we are going to win countless amount of trophies. If you think that 0 of UCLs that Arsenal has is going to last any longer, man oh man. If you think Man City was going to go after Real Madrid like Pep Guardiola said, oof, you got another thing coming with Arsenal. That's all I got to say with that. But now that means we have Kai Havertz, Champions League winner and scored the winner, man of the match in the Champions League final. We have Declan Rice, an English captain for England. He is a captain on that team. And not only that, we are getting Timber, baby. Oof, this man was heavily linked last season with Man United, and then instead they went with Lisandro Martinez, but he was going to go to Man United, and then he did not. And then Man United had returned with some interest, but he said, I only want Arsenal. So you have Kai Havertz rejecting Real Madrid, Bayern, for Arsenal. Then you got Declan Rice rejecting Bayern, United, City for Arsenal. And now you have Timber rejecting United for Arsenal. Man, I used to pray for times like this, and now we're here, and we're in the glory days. It's like heaven. If heaven is real, which I believe it is, this must be it. This is how it feels. It's glorious. But look at this. When I saw this tweet, I knew we were going to get him because Man City, it seemed like they would just wanted to drive up the price. They were like, if these lads are going to get Declan Rice for less than 100 million after Man United came in and a couple years ago and they were told 140 million was the price tag, no, at least make him do 100 million. That's exactly what happened. He doesn't fit on Man City. I never really took that Man City interest seriously because Man City have Rodri, Calvin Phillips right there, who didn't play a single minute basically last year. My man's was sitting the bench warming it up for Jack Grealish or Haaland when they would come off, but now he might get some playing time considering that Gundogan has left, Bernardo Silva is possibly leaving, but this only means one thing. City fans are salty. Look at this. Look at the switch of events from this lad right here. One of the biggest City fans, I'll give him that. But this man didn't even take 24 hours to absolutely switch up on his opinion of class where Declan Rice goes. Look at this. Listen to this.
It's a strange one. It feels like Arsenal and City are reluctant to pay £100 million for this guy. I'm not sure why. He's obviously a fantastic borderline world-class midfielder. There's still that reluctance to pay that kind of money. But City have now bid more than Arsenal, £5 million more up front. But I think it's totally the same kind of transfer fee than Arsenal. Arsenal fans should be worried. They were the only side in for Declan Rice. They could have sewn this up a few weeks ago, and they were reluctant. They were lowballing, and now City have come in and nipped the bids slightly higher. City do not enter these kind of transfer sagas without knowing that the player wants to join the Pep Guardiola project. If he does, he'll win trophies. If he doesn't, he'll join social media.
My man was calling him
this is
world.
£50 million extras in add-ons as well.
Look at this.
It's £5 million short of the Declan Rice transfer saga.
Dude was calling him world class.
£50 million extras in add-ons as well.
Watch this.
It's £5 million short of what West Ham want. It's a strange one. It feels like Arsenal and City are reluctant to pay £100 million for this guy. I'm not sure why. He's obviously a fantastic borderline world-class.
Look at that. Borderline world-class. Borderline world-class. That's what he called them. Not even 24 hours have passed.
What world are we living in? Declan Rice, £105 million player. He's a decent defensive midfielder that can play the ball side.
Not even 24 hours.
He has a goal in him. £105 million to Arsenal.
My man is calling a center defensive midfielder poor because he barely has a goal in him. Wow. Wow, I wonder what Jack Grealish is then, because he's a attacking, a winger. He's an attacking player, and he barely has a goal in him, and 100 million for him, and he is an attacking player. What is Jack Grealish then? What is he?
It's absolutely embarrassing where football's gone. Arsenal spending that kind of money, it's a record transfer. Trust me, if City pulled out at that kind of price range, it means he's not worth it. I'm sorry. He's £60 million, £70 million tops. Then the English tax, 80 mil, £105 million. We're getting into the territory where he has to go. He has to take Arsenal on to winning the Premier League next season. He has to take Arsenal to
Apparently, the winger that can't score goals is a great player for City. He's the reason why they won the treble. He was amazing, right? But a center defensive midfield that barely has a goal in him is poor. But hey, Jack Grealish, well worth 100 million, right? Barely has a goal in him though. I'll tell you that much. Now, this lineup is tasty. If you would have showed me this before the transfer window started, I would have been like, this team is gonna win the treble. That's what I would have said, because I would have thought it was possible. Declan Rice, I knew for a fact he was going to be a minimum of 100 million because he was being, priced heavily when he had more years on the contract. Now 1 more year. It was very obvious West Ham was going to cash out because they would be very foolish if they didn't. They're a mid-table club and they're getting offered 100 million. You could do a lot of money with that. If not, Declan Rice was just going to join for free in the summer. But Kai Havertz was surprising. He is a Champions League winner, though. We have to respect him. And considering the fact that Chelsea spent 90 million on him and we're getting him on around 65 million. And another thing is we're also getting a lot of depth in the center back and right back position with Timber. We had a problem with depth towards the end of the season last year. That's kind of where we fell off, because we had a lineup. When we had this lineup, the back four, and instead of Kai Havertz and Declan Rice, Partey and Granit Xhaka, the team was 5-0. Won all 5 games when it was fully healthy. We just weren't fully healthy. That team did not lose a match. But the second we started having injuries, Thomas Partey goes down, boom, we lose to Man United. That was the problem, health, and the lack of depth. You think I really wanted to see Mohamed Al-Neni come in here when we had an injury with Thomas Partey? No. You know what we're going to have instead? We have Declan Rice, Kai Havertz, Odegaard. As of now, we have Partey, Granit Xhaka. Most likely Granit Xhaka is going to Leverkusen. I ain't going to lie to you, because we know that interest was strong and Arsenal was just trying to sell Declan Rice beforehand. But we also have Jorginho. We have Smith Rowe, Fabio Vieira. We have tons and tons of options in the midfield now. This is absolutely brilliant. With Declan Rice coming in right now, I feel like I'm dreaming. And I feel as if Arsenal, the ceiling is just through the roof. They can win the Champions League. They can win the Premier League. They can win anything. They can go into the Santiago Bernabeu again, like 2006, and win. That's how confident I am. But one thing is for certain, though. We really were patient, and we've trusted Mikel Arteta and Edu, and we are really paying. We are getting paid handsomely. We are being giving millions of dollars, basically, because this is all I've ever wanted. I've wanted Arsenal succeed, and it looks perfect, lads. It looks perfect. Man, I'm so happy. But anyways, leave a like and subscribe for more videos like this. And make sure to leave a comment down below on what you felt about Declan Rice to Arsenal. Is this the start of a dynasty? Are we about to dethrone Man City? Now, we're going to show Erik ten Hag how to end an era. Unlike letting your rivals win a treble, we are going to win the treble.